Sure thing.
Hey traders, welcome to today's event. This is Jim Simmons with NeuroStreet Trading Academy, and today we're going to be talking about the ever-powerful AT Trader. You've probably heard about it, and you've probably seen some things in our thread. It is a really killer tool, and so we're going to go ahead and dive in here. I have a very special guest in attendance here with us. Mr. Sean Kozak is here with us, and I'll let Sean say hello to you as well here.
Hey traders, how you guys doing? Can you guys give me a Y? We're all good. Everybody's got good audio. Fantastic. Thanks, Jim, for that quick intro handoff. I'm going to be kind of assisting Jim in the webinar today for the purpose of the demonstrations and also for the purpose of discussing performance, strategy performance, and trade application, etc. And Jim will kind of go over the PowerPoints. Jim will kind of talk a little bit about the AT Trader and what it is. And I want to kind of talk about it from an opportunity perspective. And, you know, maybe while Jim has the disclaimer up and that's, you know, live right now, what we can do is I want to ask you guys some powerful questions and I need some response. I want to get your guys' response. I want to get, you know, some kind of fact finding, truth finding details now before we kind of go into, you know, more of a discussion. How many of you guys are trading above an 80% win rate right now? Can you guys put a yes or a no? Just do me a favor and put a yes or a no in the chat box. If you're trading above an 80% win rate, give me a yes or a no. Okay. And I'd like everybody to answer that, please. I'm asking these questions because it has nothing to do about guarantees or anything. I just want to know where you're at. I'm not here to try to boast some type of false performance or anything of the nature. I'm just want to kind of gauge where you're at mentally, emotionally, right? These types of things. Okay. So the other thing here is how many of you guys are achieving a $500 a day profit goal or more consistently and are in a position where you could be funded and working for prop firms? Can you guys give me a yes? Okay. Seeing a couple yeses, but the majority are no. Okay. So what we're going to do today is we're going to change that. Okay, we're going to change that. I'm going to show you what I'm doing. I'm going to show you what Jim's doing. I'm going to show you what a couple of my other educators are doing and some of our more successful traders are doing behind the scenes, so to speak. And then what we're going to do is we're going to show you what's possible. And I understand, I just want to come out and say this now. I understand there's going to be some skeptics in here. I understand you guys have bought software before. Heck, you've probably paid for a lot of it from us. Understandable. I understand you've probably bought a ton of systems and you've been in a bunch of trading rooms before. Heck, who hasn't? That's part of the learning journey and that's what everybody does to become a good trader. But I need to know honestly, and just want a yes or no answer. If I'm here to show you something that's been more profitable and more consistent than anything I've ever seen in the last 10 years, would you be willing to give it a chance? I want to know if it's yes or no. I know a lot of you guys know my experience. You know what we're capable of in terms of software. You guys know what we're capable in terms of education. Are you willing to let go of all the stuff that you've purchased and all the stuff that you've done in the past? And if I'm able to show you a much more efficient, simpler, and yes, profitable method, I'm saying profitable, even though there's a disclaimer up here because I can only back it up by my own success and the success of other traders doing it, right? Would you be willing to say, okay, I guess that's the question I have for you today, because I just need to know if you're open-minded and you're willing to just let go of any past stuff that's not working, or maybe it is working, but it's not working as best as you could have it. Right, I'll give you an example. If you own a business and you're making $500,000 a year, it's a successful business, right? Maybe you're profitable. What if you could own another business and make $3 million a year? Wouldn't you want that $3 million business versus the $500,000 business, right? We all know the answer to that. You could have success, but you could also have much bigger success. What I'm here to do is show you that opportunity today. And all I ask is that you listen to what Jim's going to share with you, and then be ready for the demonstration that I have as I go into the charts and talk about strategy and talk about process and talk about things that we're doing. Okay. So Jim, I'm going to give it to you. I've opened it up. I'll be here on the side answering questions if you need it, and I'll be back for the demo.
Perfect. Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, the system really is great, guys. And I'll just piggyback on that. I mean, I've been trading for over a decade as well, and this is the best thing I've seen. I mean, it's just, you guys know me, you know my presentation style. I'm pretty cut and dry. I'm pretty straightforward. I don't hold any punches. I'll tell you the truth 100% of the time, because I believe that as a trading academy, I believe that we owe our traders that truth and transparency. And that's why we're successful here, is because of those very facts. It's why our traders stick around and so on. So it is really a solid system. So let's go into how it works. We're going to dive right in here. Of course, there is risk involved with trading. Please understand those risks. We're not here to tell you that trading is easy. It can be difficult, but if you can follow our process, and if you can follow these rules that we're about to give you, you can be very, very successful with this as well. Okay, so here's our quick agenda. I'm not going to go through each line, but really what we're going to talk about is understanding direction in the market, understanding when to get in and get out, and when to take profit and where to take profit. These are all the things that we look for as traders. Correct me if I'm wrong, but we all want to know where and when to get in, where and when to get out. And then, the rest of it can happen. The money management, the risk management, all of that side of things happens as well. But the big part of it is where to get in and where to get out. And we're going to show you all that today. Okay, so the real market direction questions: when will the market stop going up? Question number one. Question number two, is the market going to break out? Is the market going to reverse? These are probably questions you ask yourself as a trader every day, and you say, self, which way is the market going? And these are questions that come up literally every day and in probably every trade. So I'm going to get some involvement from our audience here, if you'd be so kind as to give me an A, B, or C. So we're coming into a major structural level. We're coming into an area of interest. Market has gone all the way down, and then it's kind of chopped around in this range for a while. So knowing that this is ultimately on a higher time frame, it's a ranging market. Who can tell me what's going to happen next? So we'll just get some guesses. Obviously, we don't have a crystal ball, but put A if you think the market's going to pull back. Put B if you think the market's going to reverse, and then C if the market's going to break out. And I'll cue the Jeopardy music. What do you guys think? Give me an answer. A, B, or C. Okay. We've got a lot of B's coming in. We've got an A, pullback. Anything can happen, most certainly. A, show me. C, not enough info. Yeah, absolutely. Looking at a static chart, it's going to be pretty hard to figure that out, right? And we got a lot of A's and a lot of B's, and really 1, 2 C's, right? So most of us are thinking pullback or reversal, right? Because it's coming into a major level. And so we would expect some kind of reaction at the level, right? We'd expect something to happen. But the reality is, and this is something that we face every day as traders, it's really all of the above. So technically you're all right. So give yourself a pat on the back. You're all right. And so if we look, and I know it's kind of hard to see, but we could see that the market at first it pulls back, then they fake the breakout, and then they slam it in reverse. I mean, it's a dirty game they play. We're just along for the ride, getting whipped around, and most often of us coming into this level would have either A, taken a small profit, B, been stopped out, or C, got lucky and traded the break of the low or something. So the problem is knowing where to get in, and again, where to get out. And that's what we're all after. So then we look at, okay, the key to trading successfully is to know the market direction, right? So we use an oscillator. We've got our MACDs and our stochastics and RSIs and CCIs and even MFIs. We've got all these different oscillators on the chart, and we're trying to figure out what direction is the market going? Or maybe we have a regression channel and we can see the channel showing us a downward bias, and then we can see the moving average crossovers and all these things. And there's nothing wrong with using some of these tools. If you like it, that's great. The problem is they all give you a different read on the market. And the one thing that will not give you a different read typically is price action and trend lines, because we can see that the trend line holds up on the regression channel a couple times over, and then it goes sideways, eventually breaks the low in favor of the direction. So we can see that. And so price action is going to be the simplest way to determine the market direction. You just look at the chart, right? So we look at the chart and we say, okay, we're going to look at the chart and try to figure out which way the market's going. So on this chart, if we look at it, we can say, okay, well, the market's in an upward trend, but it just broke the lows. So we're probably in a short bias. And then we look at this chart on a 30-minute chart, and then, well, that's showing something kind of different. And then we look at this chart over here, and then we see the moving averages are crossing over to the upside, and we've got major upward momentum going into this. And so when we look at these directional charts to try and figure out, again, which way is the market going, the trend is your friend to the end, right? So we try to figure it out. Well, the daily chart is showing a down bias. The 30-minute chart showing a range, and the 5-minute chart is showing going long. It's bullish. So now what, right? We're coming into that same high that we looked at earlier. Well, what's going to happen next? It's hard to say, right? Well, if price action and trend lines are the easiest, well, let's run with that. Then you start drawing trend lines all over your chart, and it looks like a kid got a hold of a crayon and went to town. No offense to the kid, making work of art, right? But the problem now is looking at this going, okay, well, now what? Well, we just looked at the chart and we started drawing trend lines, and now we've got this kind of thing going. If we're looking at the big picture, but then we're breaking this low, so should we take a long on the break there? Well, what about, should we wait for the pullback and get short there on a pullback, because that's going to be a better entry at the 50 Fibonacci? Or are we going to wait till it breaks this before we give a short bias? The problem is we all see it differently as well. And we're not the only ones trading. I mean, it might seem like it sometimes because we're sitting here all alone in our trading room, our little bunker, and we've got our multiple screens, and we feel like we can control the world, and we're trading all on our own. But we're up against thousands of other traders, maybe even millions, who knows? I don't know the number. But we're not alone in this, and everybody is seeing it differently. So who wins? Well, probably the guy with the most money. So now let's take a look at a clearer chart. Okay, this certainly looks a lot clearer than the other chart. Now, mind you, this is the same chart. Okay, you can look at the price action, same exact chart. Now we've just got a much, much clearer approach to determining, well, which trend lines are important versus which aren't, right? Because we could draw trend lines all over the chart, but that's not the point. The point is which ones are valid, which ones are relevant, which ones do we trade? So then we look at real entry signals on breakouts, and you can see, well, okay, we've got some little arrows coming in here with showing us a bearish trade and a bullish trade, going short, going long. Clear, simple, easy. That's what we're all looking for. How do we know when to get in a certain direction? Well, what about continuations? Maybe you're a swing trader, you're swinging on the stock market, and you just want to know where's a good entry point for me to get long in the market conditions. Well, there you go. Well, now you've got a clear entry signal here. You've broken the highs, came back to test the trend line, and you can take another trade there. You can take a trade there. You can take a trade there, and they're all breaking the highs. This one gave you a little resistance for a while first, put up a fight, but eventually the bulls won. Like in the 90s, the bulls were winning. Not so much anymore. I don't know. All right. So then we can go easily from one direction to the next. We've got a trend trade here. We could see that we're trending and trending and trending, and then we break the lows. Well, now we've got a bearish bias. And then here we've got trending, 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 break. Well, certainly that break tells us something. And that's easy to see on the chart because we have arrows and we have trend lines that print automatically. So the benefit of using a system like this is you can automatically identify and display the trend lines instantly, and you can consistently produce signals based on a specific set of customizable rules. The best part about this is we're going to give you those rules so that you don't have to reinvent the wheel. We've already invented the wheel, and that thing, we not only invented the wheel, we strapped a friggin' rocket to it, and now we're really moving. And so there's a huge advantage to that. You can use it on any bar type, any fractal. You use it on minute bars, Renko bars, range bars. We use it on Renko bars. It works well, but you can use it on anything. And then we have a user interface, of course, as well, that you've probably seen from, if you've seen some of our other tools there as well. So that is the basic overview of it. I don't want to bore you with the details. I'd rather just have Sean jump in and show you some of these trades here and show you what his results are, because he's trading it. By the way, I'm trading it, and I'm over 80% win rate using this tool. So these numbers are real. So let me hand it back over to Sean. Are you there, Sean?
Yes, I am. You guys plowed through that fast.
I don't waste no time. We're after trading.
Absolutely,
We're here to make
guys.
money.
Absolutely. So give me 1 second here. Just going to share my screen, guys. Bear with me. I'm on a new monitor. So, okay. It says I cannot share. The other participant is sharing. I need to stop sharing your screen, Mr. Jim.
Try now.
Sean was on the beach. Yeah, I was this weekend. Yeah, I was this weekend. Too damn cold though. Can't, let me see here. Can you guys see the screen?
Yeah, there we go. Okay, now we can.
Give me 1 second here. Okay, fantastic. Zoom has been giving me a real hard time this morning, so I haven't been able to, it's been doing some weirdness to me, guys. So let me just ask you a question. You guys can see crude oil here?
Yeah.
Okay. So first of all, this is a tick account, one of our funding partners, just so you guys understand, this is not a SIM account, this is a tick account. And essentially, what we're doing, and I'll kind of give you guys a little bit of a preamble to this, is I'm going to grab a notepad here, and I'm just going to kind of give you a little bit of a precursor to the AT Trader system. So how many of you guys have been with us for a while? Can you guys just, how many of you guys have been with us as a customer, you know, basically been with me for 3 or 4 years or more? You bought products back when we first started selling the SD volume zones, and we started selling the, yeah, 3 years, Gunther says. I see Mr. Bob Rosk's in here. Matthew's been here. Alex, and Mark Smith was before, right? So we've got a lot of great systems, a lot of great strategies, a lot of great software. We've had a lot of great educators. We've got a lot of great trading rooms, etc. But, you know, sometimes things just happen, and maybe you got to just chalk it up to a little bit of God. You know, maybe you got to chalk it up to, you know, putting in, once you've achieved 10,000 hours, the universe rewards you, right? Whatever the case may be. A couple things I always look for is simplicity. Okay. Repeatability. Profitability. And consistency. Repeatability is not the same as consistency, just to kind of clear that up. Repeatability means, can I teach it to a bunch of people and can they actually do it? Like there's a bit, and consistency is it consistently profitable over time? Because everybody understand that you need an SRPC. We could probably chalk that up as a good acronym, Jim, right? And you know, well, actually, you know, Geo, this is where I'm kind of going to shake the tree a little bit here. Geo says, tick sounded good, but not good for me. They don't allow trade copiers. Well, I'm here to tell you a few things. So just before you guys assume anything, give me a minute, okay? Number one is NeuroStreet is in development right now. We're building a superior trade copier. Okay. I've had meetings with the trade copier companies in the business, discuss stuff with them. We've got relationships, but we're building a much more superior trade copier. Okay. The second one is NeuroStreet is launching a prop program, not a funding company, a prop program. What does that mean? We actually send more people to proprietary firms than any other funding education company in the business. I'm just coming out and telling you that because we've been offered exclusivity by many funding companies. We've turned them down because we have our own flavor, so to speak. We have our own process. Why would we only work with one unless they're willing to do something for us and they're willing to do something for all of our traders, right? Because everybody's in the same business. We're in the business of helping traders make money and get funded, and then they're in the business of funding traders, right? So what we've been doing for the past little while now is we've been putting together a prop program. And what does this prop program mean? Well, first of all, it's going to come with the AT trader system. It's going to require trade copiers, okay? And it's going to require a firm that adheres to NSTA requirements. Meaning, I'm not going to send all of our traders to a firm unless they're going to meet our requirements based off of what we know we can achieve as a trading group. Okay, so I met with all of the prop firm guys. I've met with Connor Megan. I've met with the owners of Apex. I've met with the owners of Earn to Trade, Lilu's, Ticks. I'm able to do that because I've got a large following of traders. All of you guys are in here right now, so I'm just sharing you with a little bit of industry experience. As the owner of the companies, I go to them with business opportunities. And we have a few of them that are willing to do business with us. There's a few of them that are actually willing to make some adjustments, make some special favored treatment, so to speak, with what we want to do. So Tick's a great example. They're very open to working with us. They're very open to even adjusting their programs specifically for NeuroStreet, right? Same thing with a few others. So before you guys assume that everything's written in stone, I'm here to tell you that it's not. And I'm here to tell you that we're going to be putting some things together in the very near future that is going to accommodate everybody more than it's ever happened before. Okay. And I'm here to tell you that there's ways for traders that we're making a couple $100 a day to be able to make anywhere between $10,000 to $15,000 a day following our concepts and following our prop firm program model, so to speak. Okay. And it's also going to require our system on risk, money management, and trade process, which means we're going to need to teach you how to do this. Okay. So the key here is that I'm speaking a little bit out of turn. I'm giving you guys a little bit of a preamble of what's coming. And the AT Trader system will be used in this program. And I'll tell you why. Because in 10 years of trading, I've never seen it. I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen more traders be successful right out the gates. I've never seen so much continued consistency amongst a larger group of traders. And I've never seen a simpler strategy produce more trades, really wicked trades, okay? So much that I want to build a new program in our school dedicated to teaching this with proprietary trading firms. Can you guys understand how serious that is? Like for a business owner of a school to want to revamp their business model because of something that is really, really crushing it, right? Then it's kind of a time for everybody to kind of wake up to it, right? So let me give you an example. I'm going to pull some performance, just give you some performance here for a second. We're going to pull a couple things here. So we'll just, yeah, that's the one. Give me 1 second here, guys. So I'm just going to go into, not sure what happened there, and I'm going to pull it up again. And there we go. So I just want to talk a little bit about my trading for the past several days. This is not an automated system. This is the AT trader. This is the AT trader, and it's I'm only trading the morning session. I'm not trading a lot. I'm running businesses, right? So I don't have that flexibility like a lot of other traders are doing. I want to talk a little bit about the days, though. I just want to talk about the size of the days. Like, you know, like every day that I'm trading this, what we're doing is we're building a program to be able to teach traders how to trade for base hits and how to turn base hits into grand slams without them having to be a grand slam trade. So we'll get into that, but you need to have a strategy that you actually trust. You actually need to have a strategy that is really, really simple, repeatable, profitable, and consistent. And you need to know how to do it. Like it's one thing to have software, but it's another thing to how to use that software to be very, very profitable and very, very consistent. Okay. And I'd like to think I've developed a process for this software that I've been teaching to traders in the Discord groups. And I've also been showing to some of my top traders and also some of the educators that I work with. And by any means, that's not a long stretch, right? It's not a lot of days, but it's real days, real trading, real evaluations, real skin in the game, so to speak, right? Like you're not sitting there just resetting, right? And for the most part, I'd be, you know, if you're trading a smaller evaluation, you'd be well into funding already. I'm trading bigger evaluations for the purpose of proving things to people and to show that it's possible. But I want to kind of talk a little bit about my process, because I want to teach you my process. And because it's not just the software, it's the process that comes with the software. And this is basically what I'm doing. If you're going to use the system, I want to teach you what I'm doing to make a lot of money with the system. Okay. So this is my morning process. Can you guys see this? Can you guys see this little checklist here? Yes, you guys got it. Okay. The first thing I do is I load the platform and I connect to data. It sounds simple, but it's part of the process. Okay. Then what I do is I make sure the proper account is set, okay, across all of my charts so that I know that I'm executing on the right account. If you're trading accounts for a prop firm, or if you're trading for your own bank accounts, or if you're trading parent accounts and sub accounts, you don't want to make the mistake of taking a winning trade and then ultimately having that trade be in the wrong account. We've all done it. You've done it because you're not organized. If you're not organized, you shouldn't be trading. So if you've ever made that mistake when you took a trade in the wrong account, realistically, you didn't deserve to make that money that day because you weren't prepared. You weren't focused. Your head wasn't in the game. Okay. So what you need to do is you need to know the bigger picture. Well, we're day trading here. We're not sitting there trying to trade we're not an institution. Let's get right back down to it. And like, I know that everybody wants to trade like an institution, and there's a lot of great strategies that you want to trade bank levels. And we have profitable strategies for that. We have profitable trade rooms for that. We also have profile rooms, and we've got algo rooms. But if you're a scalper, you're a day trader, you're a scalper, and you're trying to trade for prop firms. Okay, how many of you guys in here are trying to get funded and stay funded as a prop firm trader? Or if I told you how to do it without having to risk your own money, and you could do it very quickly and then stay funded, let me tell you a few things that needs to happen. Well, if you're a prop firm trader, most of you have trailing drawdowns. And trailing drawdowns are not geared around trades that can go against you, and you can sit down through that drawdown, meaning you could be profitable. Give you an example. Let's say your entry is here and it goes all the way up, your target's here. Okay. And then it goes all the way down. Okay. And then it goes all the way back up. And then you're saying, the hell with it, I took my exit. Well, guess what? You could be doing that on a 30-minute chart, trading profiles, or you could be trading breakouts. You could be doing anything. You could be trading algos. It doesn't matter what you're trading. What you need to understand is the way the prop firms are designed is they're designed to follow this and this. Even though you're shooting for that, they're moving your drawdown because you reach this and you didn't take a profit. So I understand everybody wants to trade for risk and reward ratios and they want to be right and all that, but that's not how prop trading is done. And that's not how funding is done. That's not how banks run their prop desks. And that's definitely not how prop shops run their capital. So if you want to be a prop trader, you need to learn how to take profits quickly and scale your exits quickly. And that's what trailing drawdowns are designed for. Now, static drawdowns are nice because it does allow a little bit more flexibility, but that doesn't necessarily mean that every prop firm is going to allow you to do that. So why would you want to trade as a scalper or as a day trader for a prop firm? Well, because you're in the market for less periods of time. And the less time you're in the market, right? The less time you're in the market, the better chance you have of making money and also managing risk. Okay, now that doesn't mean you need to be swinging for the fences. You need to be profitable. Can you guys start to understand where I'm going with this discussion? Give me a yes if this makes sense to you. If you're now kind of on the same wavelength as me from a money management perspective, okay? So the reason we're looking at 5-minute charts and nothing bigger is because 5 minutes is a really big time frame for a day trader and a scalper. It's a big picture time frame. Okay, and you're going to get a lot more opportunity trading on a 5-minute chart with a 1-minute conversion. You're going to have more trades, you're going to have more movement, and you're going to have the ability to manage risk a lot quicker. Does everybody understand why that's important? So every morning what I do is I map out my levels on the 5-minute chart. I define my bias on the 5-minute chart. And I define my line in the sand. I need to know, am I only looking for shorts? Am I only looking for longs? Because that's really critical. I'm aware of news, but I'm not afraid of it. Meaning I'll trade into news, guys. I will trade into news because if the trade signal is going to hit with the volatility push, if I'm on the right side of my strategy, and if I'm on the right side of my areas, 9 times out of 10, news is going to help that trade. Now, I know that goes against what most people are taught. Well, most people are not taught from people that are consistently killing it. Okay. And you want to set your max risk amount for each trade to adhere by the prop trading rules, right? You need to know your max size allowable. So that's kind of my prep. So I'll give you an example of crude oil today. Okay. I'm going to show you crude. So what I do, and this is all to do with the AT trader, because I'm teaching you what I do on the AT trader. In the morning, what I do, where is the morning this morning? It came out here and it was right about there. Yeah. So this was the morning I was coming into the pre-market. I'm going to draw a little line in the sand here. That was when I got to my desk this morning. Okay. So what I do is I map out key levels of support and resistance. Here's the thing. You don't need to be perfect with this. And that's what I love about this. You don't need to be so perfect that you get the area right. Like you don't have to draw your boxes so perfect. You don't have to have the exact line perfect. How many of you traders have tried to nail your entry to the tick and then you miss a fill? Or you don't have the area picked because you're trying to find the right level on your chart, and then all of a sudden you have to do all this prep work that just drives you nuts. I'm here to tell you that you do this prep work. It takes about 5 minutes, but these areas are going to save your life because you're going to be on the right side of the strategy when you're on your entry chart. Okay. And all I do is I look at dominant bias. What is the dominant bias of this chart on the 5-minute? Up or down? I'm using the 100 and the 200 EMA here. So what that means is I'm looking at the cross and the direction of the EMA, because it's that simple. It's that simple. I'm only looking to short. So what I do is I draw this little red line here and I draw it like this. Okay. And I know I'm only looking for shorts. So what happens is I try to avoid taking any shorts going into these areas, coming down into them, but I will take shorts if I'm coming up into them. If I get an opportunity and I get a break signal on my AT trader coming out of them, I'm going to execute on that all day long, because I'm going to use my AT trader strategy to time my entries. And I had this here for the purpose of this, because I didn't take the trade because I was in a meeting, but I did take the trades this morning. Okay. So let me just show you like what I'm looking at here. So this is my line in the sand, right? I come in, I start taking a look, and I said, okay, I have my AT trader giving me my trend lines right here. They're forecasting out in advance. I got 1, 2, 3 trend lines. You see that? Well, I'm going to take the first one, and I'm going to tell you what I like about this signal. What I like about this signal is I've got the MFIs down here, and we'll teach you this setup. We'll teach you the setups. You know, we'll teach you how this works and get you through all that. It's not a problem. But I like the fact that I'm making higher highs in price, and my oscillator, okay, my oscillator is not. And this is not some small oscillator. This is a 100 period MFI index. So what I do is I take my entry here and I place my entry right at the signal of the break. And this should only be traded on micros, by the way, not full-size contracts. You should only be trading the system on micros. It's a micro system, okay? You could, if you're heavily capitalized, trading full-size contracts, but this is where my stop loss goes. Now, this is where I'm going to shake everybody ragged. I'm going to scare a bunch of you guys, okay? What do you think my R multiples are? What do you guys think I'm trading for? What do you think my risk and reward ratios are? No. No, all these people in here that are answering big R multiples, you're not thinking like a prop trader. You're not thinking like a trader that makes serious coin. The biggest traders in the world work for prop firms. Why? Because they prove they can take profits. They're scared to be wrong, so that they do is they say, well, I don't need to be right to make money. I just have these big objectives. Well, how often are you hitting those big objectives? How often are you hitting 2 to 1, 3 to 1, 4 to 1s? You're not. And anybody that tells you they are, they're lying. And a prop trader is not going to work in your favor, because you could try to get a 2 or a 3R multiple, but your trailing drawdown is going to creep up on you and it's going to kick you out. And you're not going to realize what's happening, because you could be up 2RX or 2X and then it trails back down, and then you've squeezed your drawdowns. I'm trading for 0.5R multiples until I put a buffer in the account. So I'll give you an example. I will trade for a 0.5R multiple until I've hit 2 winning trades. And then what I'll do is I'll drop my risk and I'll trade for a larger R multiple. Why? Because the longer I'm in the market, the more exposed I am to risk, which means even if I got kicked out while I'm waiting longer to be in the market, I still have a buffer in my account as a prop trader. That's the way I think. So the key here is, you know, I took this entry and I took the exit quickly. Why? It was a 0.5R multiple. Now, here's what I'm here to tell you, and this is what our prop program is going to be about when we release it, and we teach traders how to set this up. And we're going to set up the relationships with the firms, because we want to be able to give a special opportunity to all of the traders in our programs as a result of working with us. And the key here is that I took a 0.5R multiple. But if you take a 0.5R multiple trade and you're trading, let's say, with a trade copier or 10 sub accounts, you've taken a $400 trade and you've turned it into a $4,000 trade by only trading for a small objective. So where everybody thinks you need to hit these big home grand slam trades, you don't. You just need to be a good trader. You just need to hit your trade, hit it, be in and out quickly, and make serious coin across your accounts. Now, this webinar is not about copy trading and prop trading, but this will be the system that we use for it because it's the best system that I've been trading in a very, very long time. And so this was the crude trade. And you say, well, what about this huge run? This is the difference between the inexperienced and the very experienced. The very experienced got their paycheck here. They don't need to be in the market for here because the very experienced traders are working for prop firms, and that 0.5 R multiple across 5 or 10 accounts is the same as hitting this on one account. Well, how often are you going to hit a move like that on crude as a day trader every single day? You're not. But it's very, very frequent that you can pull that out of crude every single day. What do you think about that concept? And that's the difference between really, really consistent traders versus traders that are trying to hit these big moves, right? Well, they're trying to hit these big moves because that's how they're going to get paid on small accounts of risk, trying to make big paychecks. I'm here to tell you that there's a better way to do it, and we're going to teach it to you. And this system's allowing it. Trade less with more. You don't need to trade with more contracts, Louise, and that's the difference, is you just need to trade more sub accounts with less risk. And that's how you stay funded as a prop trader, and you never blow out your funded accounts. And I'm going to teach you how to do that because Roy and me and a few other good traders and Gilbert and the guys, we're putting together a prop program that's going to change the game. I think we're going to disrupt the space, to be honest with you. I think we'll disrupt the space, and I think what'll happen is we'll have more funded traders ever hit the industry than ever based off what we're doing. And that's a pretty bold statement, but I'm here to help. I'm here to make it a reality. Because the key here is that was a really, really great trade on crude oil. Let's take a look at gold. Same thing that happened here. Same thing that happened. Gold came in out of an area of resistance right here. Let's take a look at gold. Drawing the levels on the 5-minute chart. Okay. Gold came up. Gold came up. Hit an area of resistance. Bias is down. Not looking for longs at any time. As soon as I got my signal, now this is the money kill shot. I'm going to show the same trade on the NASDAQ because there's some really strong concepts with the MFI, the AT trader, and the divergence signal that are just outrageously powerful. To me, everybody thinks that's a lower high. That's not a lower high. It's an equal high to anybody that's looking at anything other than a small time frame, right? Like that's within 2 to 3 ticks. That's an equal high. But I want to show you what this is showing. This is a volume weighted MFI. It's an equal high with a very, very, very big divergence on volume oscillators. And that break signal is happening as it's crossing the 50 line. That's what I've been trading major trades on. And I get the signal. I short this right here at that AT trader signal. My stop goes above the high and I'm out at a 0.5 R multiple. Now you say, well, what if it, and don't get me wrong, I will trade for bigger R multiples, but I need to have a big buffer in my account before I start extending the amount of time that I will stay in the market as a day trader. Because remember, you're in the market for longer periods of time, looking for longer objectives, which means you're also put at risk for longer periods of time where the market can prove you wrong. So I don't want to be in the market for long periods of time. I want to make as much money as fast as possible. Okay, so there's the signal. There's the exit. Okay, now that was the first 2 trades. Okay, that was the first 2 trades this morning on the AT trader. Okay, the next trade was on the MES. Let's take a look at the MES. Let's go back up here. So the MES was a unique trade because the MES at the time this happened, okay, the MES pumped up into this area. This was an area that we had drawn. This is not really resistance. The resistance is here, excuse me. So what ended up happening was the MES was a stronger market this morning, and so was the NASDAQ off the open. And there's the break signal coming through. It broke above support, broke down and tested support. Scalp entry, exit. Now, I could have gotten more out of this trade, but you don't need to. You don't need to. And that's the lesson for today, is that we can produce big trades or we can produce smaller trades. You're in the market for less risk, but it's still really, really big trading opportunities. Now I'll take a look at the next trade, which is on the NQ. And there's two trades I want to talk about on the NQ today. The NQ today was a very, very solid trading opportunity on the open trade. The open trade was here. So let's just put this across here. This was the support level off the open. Okay. And then there was another trade, which I want to talk about here. So let's take a look at this AT trader trade. You get the impulse, and this is why I love teaching the AT traders. You get this impulse, okay? You get this impulse move on the 5-minute, which is this big leg here. And then you get a pullback on the 5-minute, which is this 1, 2, 3, right? Our software is going to draw the trend lines. Now, we have settings set, custom settings, because we're not pulling every small zigzag. If you notice, there's highs here and there's lows here. You could have had a trend line here. You could have had a trend line there. Our software is set specifically for big swings. We're not looking for small swings. We're looking for big swings. So if we don't get a signal, you just don't get a signal. Like you don't force it, because we're really looking for big swings to line up with the 5-minute chart. And it works really well with the 5-minute chart. And we've got all of our Renko charts set, custom Renkos for every one of our fractals, because we have the markets on specific time frames for each market. And we've tested different time frames, and we've got them pretty nailed down pretty strategically. Okay, so if you look at this trade signal here, what I really like about this signal, and whenever I see these types of signals, I get excited because I see the follow through happen a lot of the time. Lower low on the big swing, okay, but we're making higher lows on the oscillator or higher lows on the MFI. Okay. And to me, this is really critical because I'm not a divergence trader. I don't trade divergence. That's not my signal. My signal is the trend line break. The signals are the arrows. Yes. The software will deliver the arrows short or long. Yes. Our system will deliver that with the AT trader. It will deliver that. And what I like about the NASDAQ is it was the strongest market all day off the open, coming in on strong volume divergence after testing support. So I'll take that break trade any day of the week. Stop was below the lows, and my objective was up here. Yeah, they do not repaint. They're real-time signals. Yeah, real-time signals, they happen. Yeah. They happen as soon as it breaks the trend line. So there's my entry. Okay, and there was the follow through. Okay, stop has to go below structure. Now, the reason this gave a little bit of heat this morning, okay, give me 1 second, traders. The reason this took so much heat this morning was because all the other markets were selling off the open, but NASDAQ held itself strong, which is why I wasn't trading the other markets. Okay, and the NASDAQ was a stronger index all morning. So could I have gotten a 1-to-1 on this trade? And the answer is yes. And could I have taken a 1-to-1 on this trade? And the answer is yes. And the reason why, so yeah, but Sean, I thought you said you only do 0.5. Yes, I only do 0.5s on the first couple trades, because then what I'll do is I'll go to a 1-to-1 R multiple or greater on the second. I didn't exit at a 1-to-1, but I originally had it at a 1-to-1. And you can do this, or you don't have to, but there's the 1-to-1 R multiple. I will do a 1-to-1 R multiple on the next trade because I'm in the market for longer, so that if I do take a stop out, I've buffered that stop out from the other wins that I've taken. And if I hit it, now I've really hit profits for the day. And that's what I've been doing. And it's really, really working a lot. It's really, really doing well. See, And I know a couple of traders that are trading this system. They'll never take a trade profit past 0.5 R multiple. Like they're 6 for 6 today. They took 6 trades, 6 wins today. They do not trade for more than a 0.5 R multiple, but they're hitting 80 and 90%. Like you don't need to be scared if you know your system's hitting that well. Now, could they be getting more? Absolutely. Now, I'm here to tell you that the other level that I was waiting for was this. I was waiting for my level of support down here. My trend is up. My line in the sand is long only. So I'm waiting for a long trade on the AT trader. I'm not going to trade this level. Could I have taken a 0.5 R multiple on this trade? Let's take a look here, because this is why we trade for 0.5 R multiples. I'll just take a look here. Could you have traded for a 0.5 R multiple off this trade? Absolutely. You would have hit a profit on that signal as well, trading long on both those signals, right? And you could have taken 3 longs here following our system setup, 1, 2, and 3. And all 3 of those hit 0.5 R multiples on the NASDAQ this morning. Now, I wasn't waiting for that signal. I was waiting for this one. I'm going to tell you why I didn't get a chance to take it. I was in meetings. I was in a meeting. I talked about it. But what are you seeing here that was the same as the crude trade? What are you seeing here that's the same as the gold trade that's happening on the NQ right now? What are you seeing? I just want to see if anybody's listening to what I'm saying. There you go, Roy. Roy's got it. Yeah. MFI is going up. CJ's nailed it. I've got lower low in price into an area of support, but my volume weighted index is going. And here's the kicker. Here's the kicker. It's not the divergence. It's the trade signal on the break is happening when the MFI is above the opposing side of the MFI. That is where you can see volume leading the break. And when you see volume leading the break, guess what happens? It's like getting into a Boeing and being on it. It's like getting into a Boeing and you're lifting off the tarmac. And what did you see today? This happened on the NASDAQ. This happened on crude oil. Look at that drop. Same thing on crude oil, where the break comes in after divergence. The break signal happens as you're breaking the 50. Now you're saying, well, if that's these big trades are happening, then why are you not taking these big moves out of the market? And the answer is very simple, because I'm not a novice trader. I don't need the big move out of the market to scale really big profits, because if my account's connected to 20 sub accounts, that $1,600 day was a $16,000 day when I'm only in the market for a minute at every trade. But every signal's hitting like that because it's a solid system. Same thing here. Look at this. This trade here happened. The signal broke as it's breaking the 50. Buy. So this is why the NASDAQ hit so strong today off that low. This is why. Could we look at the M2K? I'm not really interested in these. They're all short bias markets. I'm not interested in that. The S&P as well has been really messy. The S&P did the same thing. The only problem with the S&P, actually, no, the S&P came down to support, but the problem is that it overshot the EMA so much that I'd still be a little bit nervous selling, buying on the MES. Plus, the NASDAQ's a stronger market all day, yeah? So this is why I'm a little bit more selective with the markets that I trade when I trade them. But I'm here to tell you right now that, if you're looking at a signal system that is producing the signals that it is, all of our signals are set to custom settings. Like they're not just, you don't just get trend lines drawn on your chart because of anything. Like our software is set up specifically for this, okay, specifically for this. And here, let me do something as well, is I just want to kind of bring up the thread on the AT trader for a second. Okay, I just want to talk a little bit about it. So I'm just going to go down to the AT trading thread here. We have a thread here, and this is just all we're doing is just posting the signals. Like we're just, this is what we're talking about here, guys. Okay, like this is, and these are all different accounts on the same trade. Okay. AT trader. Let's just go back. Like this is consistent. Okay. consistent hits like AT Trader. Like I got a lot of software guys in our school. I've got a lot of traders trading a lot of strategies. Okay. And I'm here to tell you right now that this has been something that I didn't expect, wasn't planning for it. We were developing really great tools, as we always do. And then what ends up happening is sometimes blessings come from all the hard work, and we've just been able to produce something that's really, really profitable and really consistent. And I think you can tell the level of transparency in that comment, right? Like we're not here to try to boast anything. We're here to try to tell you that, we feel so strongly about this system, and we feel so strongly about the trader's success and what's happening with it, that, we're willing to, really open up new programs around it and really trade in front of traders with it and teach it. And I think that goes a long way, like to kind of explain the power behind that, right? I think that kind of lends itself to, that type of a level of trust behind it, right? GC just hit, Roy said. Let's take a look at GC. Yeah, GC just hit. This trend line break here, you can see this trade break here. We're going to talk about, this was a level of resistance that we had mapped out on our chart. And if you take a look at what's happening right now, we're making higher highs in price, we're making lower lows, and the signal's happening as it's breaking the 50. Okay. Now, I don't like trading gold this late in the day. So my preferred trade would have been the crude short, again at the highs, because this to me was the meal ticket coming in after this big rally off of crude. So crude oil came in here again. You see this really big lift that happened off the lows here on crude. And this is what we've been waiting for, because a lot of traders think they need to call the bottom. You don't need to call the bottom. You need to know when the big traders are going to get in and trade the big direction, because you're going to get bigger follow through trading with the trend than you will against it, because we don't know when institutions are ready to stop the market. I know we try, and I know volume trade levels will do that sometimes. But I'm here to tell you that that's, there's a lot of risk involved in that. And you don't have to put that extra pressure on yourself. So let me just show you an example. This is the support levels that, were here. And let me just make sure they're drawing the right spots. So all we're doing is drawing support and resistance levels, and we're mapping out the 50 period or the 200 and the 100 periods. And we're waiting for the break signals. No, Alex, the support and resistance levels are me just drawing them. They're no other software. Like there's no other tools on my chart right now other than the MFIs and the AT Trader and the Easy Algo. The Easy Algo is just for me for risk and money management. And, it's really that clean. And what are you seeing here? Here's a key. Like, do you see this trend line that's coming way out of freaking nowhere? Like, do you not see that trade? Like this, our software is drawing that trend line from way over here. Like that trend line's way back since like 2 o'clock in the morning. So it's drawing it, okay, forecasting it. And then what are we doing? We're not trading that. That's the key, is we're not trading this. Could you trade that trend trade? Yes, that's a trend trade. That's not a break trade. The software does two things. We're just trading break trades at the moment. Now, what I'm waiting for is I'm waiting for this uptrend line, because remember, the big picture is in a downtrend. So this lift up, which is this, I'm waiting to take the break trade down this way. And that's exactly what this is. That's exactly what this trade is. This trade here is the trade. And let me just explain, what are you seeing here that is consistent theme across everything that I'm showing you across all of the other setups today? Equal highs in a level of resistance coming off the 200. There's the break trade. What are you seeing on the MFI 200 or 100? Divergence as it's breaking the frickin' 50, man. And that's what's paying me major. It's major paydays when I'm seeing that, and it's happening every single day. Well, let me just kind of ask you that. So Lanza says you would not be going into, you would not, yeah, you're going into a level of support here for sure. You're going into a level of support here for sure. So let me ask you a question on 0.5 hour multiples for those of you that were listening. Let's take a look here. The break signal's here. Where is that 0.5 hour multiple? Stops above the highs. Right at the area where the trade could fail. There's your exit. Now you say, yeah, but Sean, look at it, just dropped 20 freaking dollars. Yep, it did. But that's not the lesson. The lesson is consistent paychecks. And I'm here to show you that if you do decide to trade for a little bit more R multiple, just put a buffer in your account first. Now, here's the kicker. The reason that support level failed and the resistance level holds, why? Why does support fail and resistance hold? What's the dominant bias? Dominant bias is down. Resistance is expected to hold where support's expected to fail. Support will hold at the lows. The lows are down here. That's not the lows. That's just a broken level. So this is why I wouldn't be too concerned about that. But even if you're following my concept of quick targets, you're out before that support level is going to cause you any heat anyways. These are all trades, Constantine, from today. These are all trades in a prop account for tick tick right there. These are all prop accounts today. So Constantine's asking live trades. Well, I'm not going to go and take a trade right now going into 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't trade the afternoon. So these are all my tick tick trader prop account trades this morning. So I've done my fair share of teaching consistency on that. And if you want to use what we're doing, I can assure you that in the morning tomorrow, you're going to see a channel in our Discord get lit up by AT trader traders. And all we're doing is posting trades. All we're doing is posting the trades. And we're talking. Last week I had a trader come in and he said some valuable things. I'm going to go up and explain a couple things. I'm going to show you what I did last week. And I just want to kind of show you what I drew this last week to kind of show the traders. Let me just try to find it. I just want to show some of the things. There's just so many traders posting their trades, right? Like, yeah, right here. I was just telling traders, like, this is how you follow it. So in the morning I posted, okay, this is what I'm waiting for. I drew it with a drawing tool. This is what I'm waiting for. Key level, break, waiting for divergence to break the 50. And there's my line in the sand. And then right after that, I just posted that the trade hit and I took the targets, right? Like it doesn't get any cleaner than that when you're telling traders what to do before it happens, and then you trade it, you execute on it. Like this is what, and we're posting all of our areas. Like traders are asking, what do I do in a range bound environment? What am I doing in a trending environment? And it's just so clean. It's just so clean because it's the AT trader is just a simple system. And this is where I think at the beginning I was asking, are you guys willing to let go of everything that you've been doing? Because 90% of us are doing things way more complicated than it needs to be. Like I'm here to tell you, I'm guilty as charged. For the last 10 years, I've been trading way more complicated than anything I'm doing right now. And the AT trader is something I feel so strongly about that I'm going to the owners of all the prop firms that I work with, and I'm trying to, well, not trying, we have a couple that have agreed. We are now setting up relationships with funding partners to be able to offer strategic advantages for our program. So Tammy says, so traders using the alts, yeah. So if you're drawing low volume nodes, or if you're drawing supplier demand levels, it's only going to help you with key areas. Like I'll give you an example. This crude short right here, I can almost guarantee you, I can tell you right now that just basically looking at, like if you're drawing a supplier demand level right here, this is a rally based drop. You draw your supply level there. You're getting the trend line break at a level of supply. Same thing with volume profile. You can do all the other stuff that you're doing. I'm just telling you that it's not necessary. And that if you want the AT trader to draw the signals for you and show you where the break trades are, Like it's just, they're explosive trades when you use them with the MFI and you use them with the right direction. And, you know, I took 4 trades. I hit 4 targets today. I got guys in the room posting 6 for 6 today. Let me just grab it here. So let's see, target hit, target hit, target hit, crude target hit, stopped out on CL again, going short. Yes. Let me help you. That doesn't happen again. Here's my process. So like we had a trader struggling. We told him what to do to fix it. Right. And I drew the levels so he knew that. See, then there's another one. And this trader says, here's why I don't short into the lows, because we're going into a demand level. Right. So to kind of answer your question, yes. So today, a couple of traders are posting 6 for 6. I think they said the 6 trades, 6 wins. I just want to share with you some user success. So give me a second. Let me go down. Bear with me, guys. 4 for 4. Right. I think he posted 6 for 6 above us. I just want to show you, like, it's not me, guys. It's these traders are trading it, crushing it, right? Like, I think you guys get the point, right? So here's what I'm here to do, guys. I'm here to kind of bring the opportunity to 3 for 3. Yeah, Roy's got 3 for 3. Yeah. Yeah, right below your post, probably right below my post, Alex. Anyways, the point of the matter is, guys, you're here to learn how to make serious guap, right? Let me ask you one skill testing question here. Okay, who wants to get better results than they ever had before? Can you guys just tell me yes or no? How many of you guys want better results than you've ever had before? I'm serious. Now I know there's going to be a few of you. We're going to put an offer slide on the page, and they're going to give you a link to buy software. And then all of a sudden, some buyer's remorse things are going to come over you, and you're going to be like, "Yeah, I don't know if I can pay for that. I think I'm just going to stick with what I'm doing." And then tomorrow, all of us are going to hit 5 winning trades, 7 winning trades, crushing it, doing what we've been doing, and you're going to be sitting on the sidelines saying, "I wish, maybe I'll listen to them." I'm here to tell you right now that this isn't some sales pitch. This is what we're doing. If you want to do what we're doing and you're willing to let us show you how to do it, we'll give you a discount. I think, Jim, if you're here on the mic, I think we've opened up the launch pricing from the AT Trader, or I don't know if you got a promo going with Ashley. Mm-hmm. We'll give you the workspace. I'll give you the custom settings, the Renko bars, the strategy cheat sheet that we have, everything that our traders are doing for this. And let me tell you, if you are going to join our prop program when we launch it, when we launch our prop program that's geared around copy trading and also specific funding programs, the AT Trader is going to be used in that program. So you'll get a better leg up when we launch that. You won't have to buy it then when we launch it. Just giving you a fair warning. You'll already have a primary tool that's being used in the program. So anything that we do for that prop program that's going to be specifically for funding, you'll already be way ahead of everybody else. So I'm just giving you a fair warning that that's happening, and my team and I are putting it in place. And tomorrow morning, I will be trading this, and so will all of our AT traders and posting in the trade rooms. Now, that doesn't mean our other rooms are not good strategies. I mean, like I got traders hitting 70 and 80% trading low volume nodes. I've got algo traders crushing it today. I'm just telling you that this is what we're doing for this system. And, you know, in my experience, it's my favorite system for me, right? No, it's Discord rooms, Constantine. We run Discord servers. Yeah, Discord servers. Yeah, we don't use Skype. Yeah, Skype's a thing of the past. Yeah. So let me ask this. Take a screenshot of that acronym there. We're going to get that tattooed on our skin there. All the staff of it, Neural Street, must get that tattooed on their skin. I want to run a poll here, Jim. I'm not sure if we have it ready. Do you have a poll there?
I don't know if yeah, we do. Yeah. Go ahead and launch it. Yeah, I just launched it.
Do me a favor and let me know if you're on board or not. I don't want a bunch of people that are really not serious in changing their financial ship right now, because we've got a lot of traders in our trade room that are in the Discord room that are real serious, and it's just getting more and more serious because we're setting up the prop program, and everybody in that room is going to be in our prop program. I can almost guarantee you that. Yeah, and yeah, it's exciting. Okay. It's only available on Ninja. It's only available on Ninja. Yeah. Okay. So what we're going to do, Jim, I think I've done my part, and I've done the demo. I've showed the system. I've showed the trades. I've showed the strategy setups, the triggers, the real trades from today. The links in the chat box, guys, the links in the chat box. Realistically, this system could be priced 3-4 times more than this based off of the results that we're getting, but we're not doing that. We're giving it to you at a really good deal. And it's worth its weight in gold. I can assure you that. Yeah. So there it is, guys. Okay.
Good deal.
50% off. Okay. You snooze, you lose. I'm here to just call you on whatever it is. If you're real. So yeah, okay. We just had somebody, if you could share your Discord server. I don't know if you have Discord up there, Jim, go to the AT thread. Yeah. Yep. I think one timer just put his results for the AT trader today. I mean, like you can just, like traders are posting their results today, right? Just posting their trades, right? Like he just posted one of our traders, and this is the same trades that I'm taking. Like he's trading the exact same trades I'm trading. Like it's, like I just don't know how many of you guys are hitting those numbers consistently. And if you can go through our thread, it's every single day. We're hitting trades every day because the system is designed for that. Like, no, you're going to hit trades all day long. Trend lines are all over the place. It's just making sure you're on the right side of the bias, Harry. So if you only have access to the afternoon markets, I would just trade more of the indices. Be careful on gold and crude oil, right? Like, because you want movement, right? NASDAQ for sure will be a primary market for you. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, these are my numbers from Friday. I mean, it's not really 24 trades because they, broke up, but they were all profitable. $1,300 in a day. I mean, yeah.
So Lance is saying something good. Lance, can you do me a favor and can you give me permission to challenge your comment? Is that okay with you? I just want to know if you give me permission to kind of shift the paradigms a little bit. Okay. We're trading micros on purpose. The reason the system is designed for micros is that we're trading structure stop levels on purpose. We're not sitting there trying to squeeze price. We're trying to trade structure levels. So could you trade with tighter stops? Absolutely. And the reality is it's designed that way on purpose, Lance, because the stops, you don't want to get risk getting kicked out. If it breaks the trend line, comes back to retest the trend line before skyrocketing. So, and yeah, so Gio's asking another question. How about sideways markets? How do you avoid it? We don't avoid it. We only trade on one side of the range. So I'll give you an example. Last week, the Russell was in a range, couple days. I was trading the Russell long off the lows in the direction of the dominant bias. So I was only taking trend line breaks coming off the lows. I don't trade anything at the highs. I don't trade anything in the middle. And if it is in the middle, I just do not mess with it. Guys, I'm here to tell you that there are so many opportunities per day across 6 or 7 markets that you won't have to worry about not getting a trade set up. I can assure you that. Yeah. So if you purchase the software, make sure you get it installed, go in, Make sure that you read the cheat sheets, you install the workspace, and then you come into the Discord server and you go into the AT Trader and you introduce yourself. Say, hey, Gunther just purchased, I'm in. Say, I just got the AT Trader, guys, let's rock it. If you need assistance, our support team's here to help you. Jim's here to help you. I'm here to help you. Roy's here to help you. Gilbert is there to help you, but he's on different time hour schedules than some of us because he's up at all hours of the night trading with our Forex crew, right? So you know, he's just all over the place, right? But is the access to the templates located in the ARC site? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So if you want to log in, if you got a login members area there, Jim, and we'll show them the login.
Sure.
We'll just show you. It's a real simple membership site. You just log in and all the resources are there for you.
And Gilbert, don't let Gilbert sleep. Let Gilbert sleep. We're not stopping him. So here's the member area, and then you just go to AT Trader, and you got, you know, indicator downloads. You just download the indicator, the bar type for the Renkos. That's the custom Renko bar type. You've got the strategy PDF is right here, and all the settings are going to be right there. So it's super simple. All you need to do is download it, and then you will get this little doozy right here. This is the trade strategy. It's all broken down. There's a Ask Me Anything event that we have a recording for. You can go in and watch it. And we go through these settings and the trades as well. So this is everything you need right here. So yeah, it's that simple, guys. Do me a favor. I don't have access to the polls because Jim's the boss around here. I just work here. Give me a yes in the chat box. How many of you guys are Johnny on it? I want to know how many of you guys. I want to be able to tally up the success of all of you guys, because I'm here to tell you. I think it'll change you guys. I feel confident it's going to change people's game here. Constantine, I'm not trading anymore today. All my trades are done for the day. Yeah. So in real time, we just showed you all the real time signals. Yeah. They were taken in prop firm accounts across all markets today. Yeah. And gold just hit. And so did crude. The trades are over. Go for a break. It's markets are closed. Get up in the morning. Come back tomorrow.
Yeah. All right, guys, I'm signing off. Jim, you're signing off. Guys, traders, for those of you that are joining us, do me a favor. When you get into the Discord threads, do me a favor and just introduce yourself. Say, hey, I'm new to the AT Trader, ready to rock and roll. And then everybody's going to welcome you. And anything you can say about the prop stuff being set up? Yeah, so I can't give you any details. So the prop firms are programs in place, Gio. So just trust me when I say this, that you're in good hands and we're making some things happen. Okay, we're trying to make some things happen with a couple companies. And before I have anything to announce, you know, yeah. Desktop, yeah, it's 2 licenses. Absolutely, guys. Yeah.
Perfect.
And I'm here to tell you right now that for whatever reason, if let's say you practice for a couple days in sim, which I strongly encourage you to do to get your bearings, if for whatever reason you're missing the boat on something or you're taking the wrong signals, we can fix it right away because we can really show you what you should and shouldn't be doing. So that's really easy for us. So don't be afraid to say I'm having a hard time with something, or did I make a mistake, or if you're not sure, post it in the chat box, because we had a whole bunch of us that are not making those mistakes that will very quickly show you right away how to fix that, right? Because that's invaluable. That's invaluable, right? Because we don't expect you to be, you know, really, really perfect right away, but we do expect you to be able to hit the results we're hitting, because if everybody's taking the same trades, it shouldn't be an issue. Yeah, the giveaway is only on the launch. Yeah, on the first time. Yeah. So, all right, guys, signing off. Welcome to the crew. Constantine, I got like Constantine. He's got good mindset. Welcome to the team, brother. All right, guys, I'm signing off. Take care. I'll see you in the morning. We crush the markets, make some cash. Have a good night.
Cheers, everyone. Take care.